Hey, what's up everyone, this is Gamers with Reason, and this video is going to be about Capcom. Now everyone's heard of Capcom, they know them for Lost Planet and the Resident Evil series. And in case you probably heard by now, but their last game, Resident Evil Raccoon City, turned out to be quite crappy. The game wasn't what people expected it to be. I guess you could say if you looked at the trailer and then you actually played the game, it's different than what you would have expected it to be, and it just was overall a little bit misleading, and the game was a little bit too short and just really different and just wasn't as good as what people expected from them, you know. But only slightly in a little bit better direction. I guess you could say compare Resident Evil 5, because Resident Evil 5 wasn't really horrific at all. You know, it wasn't much of a horror game really, but it was a big upgrade, you know, from Resident Evil 4 as far as graphics, gameplay, sensitivity, yeah, just all of it, you know what I mean? Just everything got upgraded a little bit. So, anyways, in case you haven't heard, Capcom pretty much came out and kind of said that, that the horror game market is very small. There's almost no competition, and there's not very much room. And let's just say after looking at comparing themselves to Call of Duty, which is really stupid, comparing themselves to Call of Duty and noticing how much money that they've been making off the Call of Duty series, you know, like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2 made like $400 million within the first week, and that's a lot of money. That's about $500 million. It's a lot of money. But and what they're looking to do is to kind of lower things a little bit and take out some of the things that make it a horror game and kind of make it more casual, and they're going to try to open it up towards a more broader audience, so then more people are likely to play the game and not just people that know Resident Evil, you know, or have heard of it. And I personally think this is kind of a step in the wrong direction. It's just really just not right. And this is one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of game design companies have been making within this generation, is comparing themselves to other companies. And to me, that's just a huge mistake. I mean, I know Call of Duty may sell really good and everything, but it's not really your competition. You shouldn't be comparing yourselves to it, especially if you're making something like a horror game. You know, they're totally different things, you know. And when companies start doing that, usually involves their games, like each title having dramatic changes throughout the game, you know. And just after a while, it just loses and just gets corrupted or mixed up and just doesn't make sense anymore. Or, you know, look at it this way: if you were to put these together side by side and just watch them as if they're a movie or something, you'd be confused as heck, because, you know, it wouldn't make very much sense. There would be a lot of huge changes in just the way it's done and made, you know, the story and the, you know, like I said, Resident Evil 5, it's not very suspenseful or horrific like Resident Evil 4 was. Resident Evil 4 was the best Resident Evil game, and I kind of wish they would go back, take a step back and kind of look at what they did to make Resident Evil 4 such a good title, because I think the combination of Resident Evil 5 and 4 would be a great combo. You know, the graphics and gameplay and all the upgrades that they did on Resident Evil 5, but with the very long campaign and the suspenseful and just the storyline and, you know, all things that made Resident Evil 4 great. And I really hate when companies do stuff like this, comparing themselves to other companies, because when they do that kind of stuff, it really ruins their games, you know, because they end up just changing it way too much, and it kind of turns it into crap, and it really doesn't make any sense, you know. It's just greed, you know. And the thing is that companies need to remember to stay original and do things their own way. Stay that way, you know. Don't try to do things like other people do it, you know what I mean? Don't try to be a copycat just because they made more money. I mean, money shouldn't be too important, you know. To me, I believe that game design companies do kind of owe something to their audience called loyalty. You know, it's not like super loyalty, you know what I mean? But loyalty in the way that they owe it to their main, their original, and their main and original fans to a good game, you know, and to make each game really great, and just continue to make them all great because you know, you want to make sure that you remind them, oh, this is why I love this game so much, or this is why I fell in love with the Resident Evil series. That may sound kind of weird, but I'm sure you get the point, you know. And sometimes these companies, you know, just lose touch, you know. And like I said, they lose originality, and they stop doing things the way that they did it, you know. And I wish companies would do this, you know. I mean, it makes sense when game design companies have to do upgrades, change things around, make some improvements, you know. But, you know, there is a certain degree that indicates that they're doing too much changing. And a lot of the companies have been doing that quite often. Now, sometimes after a game or two of changes, they do get to a point where they make just a solid, just huge upgrade in every way, you know what I mean? Because sometimes, you know, the gameplay and everything might be better, maybe multiplayer or something like that, but then the story's way too short, you know? And then the next game it's the other way around, and then after a while they kind of put a little combination of the two, you know? But, anyways, again, thanks everyone for watching this video, and tell me what you think, you know? What do you think companies need to remember, you know? But anyways, thanks for watching this video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.